It's a tad bit overzealous, but it has this great unique charm to it. Also, I'm a sucker for these stories. Hey guys, so this is just a kind of a random review, but I have here The F Word, which to you Americans would be called What If. It was a romantic comedy that Daniel Radcliffe did, I think a few years ago, and there was a video store that was nearby that was closing out, so I bought this for $3, and least to say, I enjoyed this. Now, the funny thing about this story is Daniel Radcliffe's character is a guy who's still trying to get over a relationship that ended badly a year ago. He meets this girl who is played by Zoe Kazan, and they hit it off. They make jokes with each other. This film has a bit of dialogue that you would never hear except in a movie, but it's okay because of the chemistry between the two. And then turns out that she has a boyfriend, and he's like, well, what do I do? At first he wants to throw it away. He doesn't really want to meet her because he realizes it won't go anywhere. But then he says, maybe I can try and give this friend thing a shot. And it does, but the problem is there is this temptation, even from both sides. And throughout the film, they keep on seeing they keep thinking, they keep having these thoughts of what would happen, but they stay true for the most part. So this film was actually a pretty good romantic comedy. I usually hate rom-coms. I hate them because so many of them are dumb. I like romantic movies that have that are different, basically. Bridges of Madison County, 500 Days of Summer. I like films that, well, both of those ended disappointingly. But even ones that are positive, I like them if they're smart, if they have something to them that's not just stupid rom-com bullshit that we see every year. So what was different about The F Word? Well, the first thing is it doesn't hide the fact that it was made in Canada at all. I think I see the CN Tower almost as many, they put it in as many shots as they possibly could. Daniel Radcliffe's character is fantastic. We still feel that, like, post-Harry Potterism with him, but he's so good as Wallace that he actually has this believability to him. And the thing is, I have been in his position several times. I remember that all throughout my high school life, and it was really cool. Like I said, I'm a sucker for these stories, and to see how his character plays out with these situations was really interesting because it can be really conflicting to be with a friend but have these emotional feelings for them. And what do? Is it more harmful to keep them in check? Is it more harmful to express yourself? Do you risk losing that friend? This very interesting kind of topic. It's kind of like what How I Met Your Mother used to be at the beginning of the season, or the beginning of the show, with all these really good questions about relationships and whatnot. The F Word has a lot of those as well, because the whole meaning of the title is friend. Zoe Kazan as Chantry is actually very good as well. I liked her character. She was believable. I liked this little artistic part that was kind of in the film. I wondered what was going on at first, but she is an animator, and she's basically kind of visualizing her character as this winged cartoon and seeing how her life is taking her, and the decision she makes affects her cartoon character. This isn't a huge part of the story. This only appears like a few times, but they're still really good. The whole time you're basically wondering, will they or won't they? And I can't reveal how it ends, or otherwise I spoil the film, but at least to say I was a little bit disappointed with how the story turned out. I thought that it was going to take a different route, but admittedly, just because I like these leads so much that I was fine with it. Also, Kylo Ren's in it too. He's really interesting. Silly as the film can be in certain situations, especially the dialogue. The dialogue can be very, like, unbelievable, kind of like how Juno was. Like, these are words that people will never ever say, but still the believability of these characters and their relationships and just the things that they're doing, you're like, I've been in those situations before. So to see them act out on the screen and the circumstances in which the story proceeds, it's a very good story. I think it's a decent rom-com. It's not completely groundbreaking, but because of the leads and because of the situations that the characters are in, it's very enjoyable. And I was thoroughly entertained. I put it on while I was doing dishes, and I was constantly fixated with what was going on. So in the end, my review for The F Word is a 5 out of 7. I think it's very good. I think it's a movie you should see. I think it's a very It's not like groundbreaking for rom-coms, but it still did a really good job of what it was doing. Anyway, the reason why some of you may be wondering why I reviewed this movie out of the blue is because I am re-reviewing the Harry Potter movies. Yeah, so at the beginning of the year I did a marathon, and I'm going to be kind of going through all my old Harry Potter stuff in the next few days, mainly because, well, with Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them coming out at the end of this year, I thought that'd be a good idea. I already have read the first 2 books, and I'm going to be starting on the 3rd one very soon. So anyway, that's all for me, guys. I will see you later.